my YouTube channel once again. Long time no see, actually. I just wanted to give you a quick update and apologize a little bit for being a little bit absent on my channel. In general, both channels have been left behind. I have recorded a few clips that I never really edited, and then I have not recorded much after that. Quite honestly, the whole process has been a little bit, it's been taking a toll on me, not only emotionally, but a little bit physically as well. I'm that kind of person that if something gives you, I don't know, 50 side effects, I would get at least 25 of them. So it's just I've been a little bit dizzy, I've been a little bit not comfy at all, and then on top of that I've been swamped with work, so just no time at all. So today's Thursday and I just came back from the office and my husband is about to come back. I left off a little bit earlier than him, so we are like 30 minutes difference, but I'm taking this 30-minute difference to record something and give you guys an update from where my last update was. So if you're watching my IVF series, you may already know that the egg retrieval was quite successful, quite painful, but very successful. We had actually retrieved 19 eggs, from which 16 fertilized, from which we got actually to freeze 11, from which 5 are A, and which means like good quality, and 6 of them are fair. I have been basically just going into the doctor's office once a week. Last week I actually got to see my doctor like for the first time in the whole process after we initiated, and he did my ultrasound. He explained a little bit like where we were. He was very happy with my lining. It looks like the 3 layers look very well and everything looks good. So yesterday was my another appointment, and the nurse asked me, how many embryos are you going to transfer? And I'm like, wait, I haven't had that discussion with my doctor. I would really like to have his insight, because if I understand correctly, he could advise us according to the quality of the embryos that we got, although there's, it's not rocket science, because I know I have A's and B's, but I just wanted to hear what he would recommend, because the first time that we talked about it, he didn't seem to be very supportive of transferring 2 embryos due to the possible complications of a twin pregnancy if both took. And quite honestly, if I could choose, I would have just 1 at a time. That's how I would like it to be. But then I also had to consider what the doctor's point of view was. So she called me back and she told me that the doctor recommends to have 2 instead of 1. The reason being because we didn't do the genetic testing. And let me just go back a little bit and explain why I didn't do the genetic testing. So when they explained to me what it was, they mainly focused on that you could actually, look at Down syndrome and all of those genetic diseases that the embryos might have. So I said, okay, if you get pregnant, and that's probably has been my mistake. I've tried to make it normal when it's a process that is not 100% normal, obviously, or natural. And I told her, well, when you get pregnant naturally, you can't choose. And I want this to be as natural as possible, so I'm not really interested. Plus, it was about $5,200 more that was not covered by insurance, that I didn't really feel like it was necessary. But now it seems that that specific genetic testing gives you more chances to choose the correct embryos that have more possibilities for implantation. Now, with that being said, if they would have told me that first, believe me, that would be a selling point. I might have considered it. I probably would have had to think it through because, again, I don't feel that it was cheap at all, but I might have considered it. So now I understand it. I've been doing a little bit of research and reading a little bit, and now I understand that actually that gives you a lot more chances to choose the right embryos that will develop. There is no certainty. There's never certainty for sure in this process, but it just increases your chances. So again, we're going to go with the 2 embryo transfer, hoping for the best, and in mind that we have 3 options. Option number 1 is that the 2 of them would, stick and would have twins. The second option is that one of it will stick and we would have 1 singleton or just 1, which would be my preference, but I wouldn't be mad if I have twins. It will be all right. And the third option, which is the one that I'm most terrified about, is that none of them would actually stick, which I'm really trying to be positive, but I'm a logical person and I have to also have that in mind somehow so that it doesn't bend me or really get into me if that happens, because it is a possibility. So those are the options. That's where we stand. I've been under patches of progesterone and estradiol pills under the tongue for, I believe, 2 weeks now, maybe. And I started my progesterone suppositories and pills yesterday. Oh, well, actually today. The pills yesterday and the suppositories starting today. Now, this is something that I really didn't know, and I've talked about it, I think, in my other videos, is that when I started this process, my doctor just mentioned the oily shots, which scared the hell out of me because they're intramuscular and they're oily. And again, if it was just 1 week or 1 or 2 shots, I would be okay with it. But you have to take those shots before you get your implant or your transfer, and like, I don't know how many weeks in after it. So that is not an option for me. And I had been following one channel, that Someday Mama. She mentioned that she did not have to do those injections, that there were options for it. I was a bit scared because when I asked one of the nurses, one of them said it will be all right and she wouldn't see any problem, but they had to talk to the doctor. And then another one in another location, she said that they would have to see if the doctor would go with it, because most of the times the oily injections go, are best when you're doing frozen embryos. And I was like, oh, please give me a break. I had enough shots for my lifetime. But that day, so last week when I saw the doctor, I asked him and he said it was fine, that 99% of the time it would work, but there was always 1% that I would have to go into the shots if it doesn't work. So be prepared for that. And I said, okay, that's fine. I can do that, no problem. So I'm starting it. I've heard about it's a little bit uncomfy. I'm trying not to give it too much credit, try not to think about that much. It doesn't feel weird. It is an intravaginal suppository. It's just a little bit of discharge. If it's TMI, I'm so sorry, but it's not horrible. I prefer those over just giving my, having to have oily shots intramuscular every single day. I don't see that happening. So the other news that I have is that I actually am going to have my transfer on Monday the 25th, and I'm pretty anxious about it. I'm like, I can't even sleep at night. I can't shut my brain off. I'm not worried or stressed. I'm just anxious. That's the right word. I'm just anxious about the whole process, but I'm very calm that whatever, comes out of it, we have done everything we could, and there's always another chance if it doesn't work out. We still have more eggs that we can try. I wouldn't go ahead and do it immediately. First of all, because insurance-wise, I would need to change carriers. United Healthcare only, at least for my specific coverage, is just one time, lifetime, which sucks. Doesn't really, I don't get it. But I mean, if the process was like it's just one time, and most of the times it works, but it's on the contrary. In most cases, it doesn't work the first time. So anyhow, you can always switch, right? So so I wanted to switch next year and try it next year if it doesn't work. But let's stay positive. I'm trying to stay positive. There's very few doubt in myself, only the very logical that I have to consider. But other than that, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Everything has gone so good and smoothly that I'm really, really hoping for the best. So that's pretty much what I had to share, guys. I would try, really try to give you a little bit more of clips when they're doing the transfer, so that not only I have it for my own personal record and for the channel, but also for the future, when if we have our baby, he would be able to see, well, what her mama had to go through in the process. It will be fun. So that's pretty much, guys, what I had to share. I really appreciate all of the support, all of the great and positive vibe that I get from you, all of the nice comments that I keep every day. Every time that I read a nice comment, it just makes my day. That's all you need, very positive vibes and love around you. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it. And without any further ado, I'll let you guys go. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check all my beauty related videos if you're into that. I also do videos on beauty. I haven't lately, shame on me. My focus right now, it's a little bit distracted, but I'll go back to it, I promise. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Bye.